we will give you an inside look at NDSU football quarterback Carson Wentz's draft party.
Ever wanted to meet the producer of the original Batman films?
Is our faculty smarter than a 5th grader? Stay tuned for more. I'm Alexis Larson.
And I'm Annika Rovig. We will have those stories and more. This is MystiCast.
During BSC's Arts Quest, the executive producer for the Batman movies, Michael Uslan, spoke about his climb from a comic book fan to where he is now. Tanner Hostetter has more.
Superheroes have definitely worked their way into our pop culture, and Batman is one of the best. But the dark and serious Batman we all know and loved started in the 80s, and it all started with this man.
Comic books and the stories of superheroes I really see as today's modern-day mythology.
It was April 21st when Michael attended BSC's Art Quest. At the convention, Michael talked about how he went from being a comic book fan to being the first comic book professor, all the way up to being the executive producer of the Batman franchise and having the Batman franchise in his pocket.
And on October 3rd, 1979, we acquired the rights to Batman. And I quit my job and went out to the strange world of Hollywood in which I knew nobody.
It was Michael Uslan's passion for superheroes, and specifically Batman, that drove him to take the Cape Crusader to places he had never been before.
Stories of great heroes battling the demons and dragons of their day. So if you accept the fact that it's this modern-day mythology, then the need for inspirational stories of redemption, I think are critically important to our culture and our civilization.
And in the end, people were motivated and fascinated by this man's achievement.
It was very interesting and really wide-opening, eye-opening.
I thought it was very informative.
Today, with superheroes being a big part of our pop culture, there is a lot to expect in the future for these crime-fighting legends. From BSC MystiCast, I'm fellow crime fighter Tanner Hostetter.
We may live pretty far from the southern border, but despite this, you can still find authentic Mexican food right here in North Dakota. Adam Pfeiffer has more on the story.
In Mandan, a local restaurant is gaining attention. Tequila El Güero is a family-owned Mexican restaurant that prides itself on authenticity. No one knows this better than Fernanda Amiano.
There's a lot of people coming in and just saying how wonderful they hear that people are talking about our food, and honestly, our food is really good, authentic Mexican. Nothing about Americanized or Tex-Mex or anything like that.
Originally from California, Amiano's father, Robert Sanchez, is the owner as well as the head chef of his restaurant.
It's been my dad's dream to actually have his own restaurant. I'm originally from Palm Springs, California. He's been living here for about 4 years or so, and he was working in a Mexican restaurant as a chef. And little by little, so he decided to open his restaurant.
Sanchez has had plenty of experience cooking, and the proof of his abilities is evident in all the dishes he prepares.
Since I can remember, when we were smaller, he would be working in restaurants. So, at home, he loves to cook. He likes that spicy stuff, so every time he makes food for us, even at home, he adds a lot of chili or stuff like that. It's just his thing, Mexican.
From the way it sounds, this business isn't leaving town anytime soon. Reporting from Mandan, I'm Adam Pfeiffer.
The restaurant is located at 2901 Memorial Highway in Mandan, or for more information, visit their Facebook page.
As we say goodbye to friends after graduation, we will also be saying goodbye to some great employees here at Bismarck State College. Let's take a look at some of those who are retiring.
39 years, over 30 years.
35 years.
50.
I think I'll always miss my wonderful companions, my wonderful faculty friends who are so great. I hopefully will continue to see them.
The people that I work with, the students, just the campus life in general.
Any educator that's taught 50 years better say they miss their students, and I will.
Secondly, I'll miss my colleagues because they're among my closest friends. And when you teach 50 years, it becomes a family, it becomes a community. And so it's a little bit like it's like a trial separation. I'm going to go out in the world, but I'm still going to be active in my profession, but not necessarily here.
Go from full-time faculty to adjunct. So I'm going to have 4-day weekends the rest of my life.
On behalf of Mystic Media, we truly appreciate everything you have done for students, and we will miss you. Approximately 50,000 Americans are diagnosed with Parkinson's disease each year, and this number does not reflect thousands of cases that go undetected. Although there is no cure for Parkinson's, it does not stop the overwhelming feeling of hope and support the community shows for one another. Anna Karovic has more on the story.
I think whatever it takes to beat Parkinson's is really an attitude. And it's an attitude of never saying never.
Parkinson's disease can affect anyone, regardless of social or economic class. Each year, approximately 50,000 Americans are diagnosed with Parkinson's. It is a disease with no demographic, making Parkinson walks an epidemic everywhere. Bismarck, North Dakota showed their support with the fight against Parkinson's on Saturday, April 30th, celebrating the 6th annual Dakota River Runners Race. Although there is no cure yet for Parkinson's, it can bring communities together in a powerful and supportive way. Get your city involved in the fight against Parkinson's. We will be right back after the break.
What's that? Oh, this is Hypospray. I got 150 years in the future. Very useful. I'm going to inject you, and it's going to knock you out. You won't feel any pain.
It's gonna knock me out?
Yes.
Okay.
You won't feel any pain.
Well, why would I feel pain?
Because I have to cut your arm off.
Oh,
Works every time. Now I connect the blue wire with the red wire. Oh wait, was it the green wire? I think it was the green wire. Red wire it is! Blast away.
Go ahead.
Suck it in! It's my turn. I am Dragon Knight.
Throughout the month of April and part of May, Bismarck State College got artsy. ArtsQuest brought in sculptors, painters, and photographers to show off their work to BSC and the community, one of whom was bronze sculptor Steve Lilligard. Eric Mathias met up with him to learn more.
See, I was at an art show in Watford City. There was a guy that used to go to school at BJC. He was a year ahead of me, but he saw an advertisement that showed me in my bronzes in a magazine. He wanted to know if I'd do an art show with him, and so I in Watford City, and so I agreed. I used to do cartoon sculptures when I was young. For instance, a small, I've got a fawn that I can put in my hand that's just laying in the grass, and I can do one of those within several hours. Where the more complicated one, like the Cheyenne dog soldier with 400 feathers, that might take me in the neighborhood of a month to cast, something like that. Just depends on the complexity. I don't know if I've got necessarily a favorite one, but I've got one that shows most of my abilities. It's called the Cheyenne Dog Soldier. It's got 400 individually cast feathers in it, and a lot of intricate detail in it that tax my artistic abilities as well as my foundry abilities.
The month of April is Male-Specific Testicular Cancer Month. We now send it live to Scott Mann.
On April 27th, 1603 Main Events in Bismarck held its inaugural Boxers and Beer event. Ryan Peterson has more.
31 men modeled 31 pairs of handmade design boxers, all to be auctioned off for the Bismarck Cancer Center to help local males cover the cost of cancer treatment.
Ready, boys? Let's go look good.
McQuaid's Distributing, along with the Bismarck Cancer Center, joined fronts to put together Boxers and Beers.
McQuaid's approached us on it, and like Sarah had said, we have Bucks for Bras. It's kind of a similar event, and so they came to us and wanted to do something for male cancer awareness. April is Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, and so we decided to do it now. And then we decided to do something that would be fun, where they could design boxers and have an event where it's more of a fun event for the guys.
The Bismarck Cancer Center helps cancer patients and the families thereof in a variety of ways.
The Bismarck Cancer Center Foundation is a charity that keeps the money local. We raise money to help the patients who are being treated at the Bismarck Cancer Center. We provide services such as transportation assistance, lodging assistance. We have massage therapy, a dietitian, and a spiritual and emotional counselor that all help take care of the patient's other needs besides just treat the cancer.
Heather, the mindchild of this event, plans to keep this going yearly, and with the help of McQuaid's, keep giving back to the community.
Dreamt up the idea and asked Shannon, our CEO, what she thought of it, and it was very similar to what Bucks for Bras already was, and we thought, what can we do with the male side of it? We do in October, where we do Pink Ultra, and the bars, basically what happens is on-premise, off-premise, $1 for every case equivalency is donated back. We donated over $8,000 to Bismarck Cancer Center last year. So now we're hoping every April that we'll do Shock Top, same premise, on-premise, off-premise, donate $1 back to Bismarck Cancer, and as well now we have an event tied to it. So that's kind of what we like to do, is that we can do something fun that's a big community event, as well as obviously sell the beer, but give money back.
Some funny and goofy costumes came out of this, but it was all for a great cause.
I'm a big supporter of cancer, and I mean, my family members have had cancer, my aunt has had cancer, and I mean, as long as you can fundraise anything for cancer, why not do it? There's nothing to lose, and I mean, we get to come out here and have a good time.
Before all the fun of modeling, auctioning, and partying began, Todd Klee, a testicular cancer survivor, spoke and told his story of life, and really brought all this into perspective. The beauty of people helping people. For BSC MystiCast, I'm Ryan Peterson.
I am now joined by Eric Mathias, who is one of the boxer models. Eric, how was the whole event?
Well, it was a great overall event. I mean, we actually closed the whole place off because there was too many people, so we literally had to lock the door, so we sold the whole place out. And we basically did this all for charity, 31 men wearing boxers and walking across that little runway catwalk there and having a bunch of people scream for you, and people buying the thing you're wearing to go for charity. So it was overall just a great event. It was fun. There was a lot of people, a lot of money raised, over $32,000. So there's nothing to complain about there.
Awesome. Back to you, Alexis.
North Dakota is leading in the nation in the First Amendment protection for high school and college journalists. Jordan Bitts and Megan McNeil sat down with North Dakota Superintendent of Public Instruction, Kristen Baszler, and asked her about our state's stance on students and their First Amendment.
I think that when students are learning to become journalists and they're learning to engage in the issues that are important to them, there isn't a better time or a better place or a better framework than in a school system to learn how to do that appropriately. And I think too often, sometimes adults feel that we need to manage the issues and manage things closely. And then as young adults, it's the first time that young people are able to navigate those things, and there's less of a structure and less of a system of guidance set up. So I believe it's very important that when students are beginning to explore things that are important in their life, things that matter to them, and become involved in the issues that are surrounding them, that they do that for the first time in an environment that is helpful to them, that provides the necessary supports. And with this New Voices Act, I think that exemplifies why we exist as educators and why we exist as an education system. I couldn't think of a better or more perfect environment for our students to learn for the first time than with the help of adults that are helping them.
We're going to send it down to Scott Mann live to share more about Carson Wentz's NFL draft party.
Thanks, Annika. So Carson Wentz was just recently drafted 2nd overall in the NFL draft to the Philadelphia Eagles, and here's more from the Community Bowl.
It's really exciting, and I'm just very fortunate.
Living in Bismarck, North Dakota, it isn't very often that we produce big-time professional athletes. And now that Carson Wentz has stolen the national spotlight, the people here are giving all the support in the world.
We got to talking in the Commons one day during lunch supervision duty that, maybe we were going to get together and watch the draft somewhere. And then we thought, you know what, maybe we should do it at school in the gym. It'd be a pretty cool idea to get all the Century kids together.
Troy Olson and his marketing class organized what was thought to be a small draft party and now turned into a huge bash at the bowl.
Well, it's kind of funny how it snowballed. Once we started releasing on social media, we wanted to go slow and not just blast everybody, so we took it easy about a month out, and then week by week it just kept getting bigger. Pretty soon the announcement, it's at the bowl. Pretty soon we got our AD, Mr. Lervik, spending his full-time job on this, and it turned into what it's become today.
And this also wouldn't be possible without the dedication from Troy Olson's marketing class at Century High School.
Originally we were just going to do a regular school project, but Olson came to us with the idea of having a draft party for Carson Wentz, and we got the sponsor from Sanford, so we brought it down here and it kind of grew from there.
And after Carson was drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles, it was all worth it. For Mystic Media, I'm Scott Mann. We all wish Carson the very best. Back to you, Alexis.
I heard about MystiCast from Alexis.
And I heard about MystiCast from Karen Bauer. Jacob shares why joining MystiCast can be beneficial.
As a former member of MystiCast, I've experienced the good, the bad, and the ugly. Unfortunately, most students here at BSC have not had any experience with MystiCast.
I have, yeah. I have not. Probably not. I don't think that's my kind of thing.
Programs like MystiCast struggle to find students to participate, especially at a 2-year college. Jordan Bitts and Eric Mathias share why joining MystiCast can be beneficial.
It gets you out there, gets you out on campus, gets you out of your comfort zone.
I get to go out to the world and shoot different stories.
With the number of professors low at a 2-year college, it's important to have the right one.
Dusty Anderson is a great instructor. He's a great mentor.
He's a great guy in general. If you see him on a general day, he's going to be nice to you, and he's going to tell you you're doing a great job.
There's no other program at BSC like MystiCast.
You produce a newscast, usually twice a month. You go out, you create a story, usually 90 seconds long. We have HD cameras, wireless mics, all the good stuff too, none of that cheap crap.
Through good times and bad, MystiCast will always reserve a spot in our memories.
Just our most recent episode, I was anchoring alongside Ryan Peterson, and I heard a loud clap and thud, and I look up, and Alexis Larson had broken a shelf.
Sign up for MystiCast for the fall 2016 semester.
I still have a scar on my butt from breaking that shelf. We decided to shake things up a bit for our final challenge video. We invited Prairie Rose 5th graders and BSC faculty to participate in our challenge, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?
We asked everyone 5th grade level trivia questions. Let's meet our contestants. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Starts right now.
My name is Caden. My favorite color is lime green, and my favorite subject is math.
I'm Gabriel, and my favorite color is blue, and my favorite subject is science.
Hi, my name is Mickey, and my favorite color is black, and my favorite subject is language arts.
My name is Megan, and my favorite subject is math, and my favorite color is blue.
Now we're going to begin by asking you questions, okay?
Okay.
Multiple choice, and some you just gotta know.
Oh, I doubt that.
All right. Who was the first person to step foot on the moon?
I can't think of it.
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong.
John Glenn.
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong.
What is the lowest prime number?
1.
1.
3.
3.
A number is 1.
3.
Emma has 2 yardsticks.
I hate these.
She also has a 12-inch ruler. She laid them end to end in a line. How many feet long is the line?
Oh, mathematics and I are just dead. 2 yardsticks. Okay. Then
And a 12-inch ruler, and she lays them in a line. So how long is the line?
I have no idea. Math and I are friends.
4 feet.
7.
7.
2 yardsticks and a ruler.
Yep,
right?
12-inch ruler.
3, 6, 7 feet.
7.
What planet is closest to the sun?
Oh, wow. Is it Venus?
Mercury.
I think it's Venus.
Venus.
Well, I'm going to take a shot at Mars.
Mercury.
What planet is closest to the sun? Well, oh God, that's terrible. I've never been asked that question. Let's see, Earth, Sun, Moon.
Well, that ends this season of MystiCast. Thanks to everyone for watching.
Don't forget to look for the newest copy of The Mystician around campus, and tune in to the mix throughout the summer.
We hope you all have a great summer, and we'll see you guys next semester on MystiCast.